So, I'm just an idiotic, stupid dog, but I was watching TV and I noticed that the Dems had passed the most significant legislation since taking power 19 months ago, since they got the House and the Senate and the presidency. They had passed their bill. It's like the climate change bill. It's got climate change. It's got something in there for prescription drugs and something else in there. They said it's going to make it easier for people in Montana to shoot cougars, and it's going to make it easier for people in Maine to shoot black bears. And so, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of levels to the legislation. But anyways, the Dems are taking a victory lap, and Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and Joe Biden, they're like raising their hands and like that, the thing where they're like, yeah, we're number one. And, I was expecting the man to be all, just torn up about it because he's a rock rib Republican and he's no big Nancy Pelosi fan. He's not against Joe Biden, but he doesn't really like Joe that much. So I expected him. This is going to be a big victory for Joe. The door to our chambers burst open. I was just sitting in there on the lounge chair. I was just trying to relax a little bit in our own chambers. The door burst open and the man, he comes walking in. And I said, don't tell me. The Dems passed their legislation finally, and it's going to be a big boon to Joe Biden. Who knows if it's going to help him hold on to power. But the main thing is, I know what you're thinking. There's going to be a lot of tax and spend liberal bullcrap going on. They're going to be wasting a lot of tax dollars. And the man said, no, dog, you won't believe it. Inside all this legislation are provisions that are going to make it easier for me to go to Estonia, or maybe even having shipped in. Maybe I won't even have to go to Estonia anymore and get my pornographic graphic novel sold to 19 years and up. It's something in it for me. Understand this legislation. It impacts me directly. It's going to make my life a lot easier. And it's probably going to let me earn a little bit more money. And I looked at the man. I said, "Oh my goodness! I thought you would be against this legislation, because it's going to." And the man said, "Listen, if they can get some cheaper prescription drugs, if they can do something for electric cars, if the people in Montana can more easily shoot cougars and the people in Maine can more easily shoot black bears, so be it. It's going to be easier for me to obtain my pornographic graphic novels sold to 19 and up." So, as far as I'm concerned, all of a sudden, when there's something in it for you, when it impacts you, all of a sudden, you're not so partisan anymore. You're not so angry. You're not so angry with the system. You almost feel like the system works for you a little bit, or you're a beneficiary, so to speak. You don't feel like like it's a burden. You feel like it's a benefit. But it's crazy the way it works. And I looked at the man. I said, yeah, it is. It's crazy. But hey, I'm glad something finally came your way. I'm glad something, kind of broke your way. So that's good. That's good for you, man. And he said, thank you, dog. Let's celebrate. And I said, fine, let's celebrate. Let's have a bourbon. And the man said, you read my mind.